Heartbreak as a guy is tough. And this comes from someone who just went through, I would say, my first actual heartbreak, right? I was not dating the girl, but we were on the verge of dating. And for a while, I've gotten attached way too fast, which I don't know if any of y'all relate to that. But we were talking. I was sure we were going to date. We had moments where we were snuggling and shit was happening. And I was like, okay, well, I'm sure she likes me, right? Because of this or that. And she ended up not liking me and seeing me as a friend. I felt led on, but it sucked. Did not feel good. It sucked to have to tell people, like, oh, that didn't work out. Because I would, tell people, oh, I'm talking to this girl. We're going to be a thing. Trust me, bro. It's going to be amazing. And then it didn't happen. So heartbreak as a guy is not easy to deal with. Because if you're a guy and you fall in love with a girl, you fall in love with a girl most of the time. You are, in love with that girl a lot. And it's because we don't act on our emotions as much. So when we consciously decide to fall in love, it hurts when it doesn't work out. Because we want it to work out. In our mind, especially as a guy too, a lot of us guys cannot just go get another girl within a few days. Any girl has a bunch of guys that they can just text that want to date them because the dating space is fucked up. So when you're a guy and you go through a heartbreak, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. The one thing that I've been doing though is using any negative emotions that I get. Using any negative emotions that I feel to do different things in my life. So let's say there's anger, then I use that anger in the gym. If there's sadness, I try to change that sadness into anger so I can run better, so I can go to the gym better. I still have things on my mind on it, so I journal about whatever's on my mind, whatever reoccurring thought processes about the situation that are on my mind. I journal about it. I write pages and pages, whatever's on my mind. That form of journaling helps so much with your mental health. It's deep journaling, where whatever's on your mind, if it's vulgar, does not matter. If you want to say, I hate that, you write it down. Even if it's not true. I have absolutely no hate for the person who I got rejected by, right? But if you get those thought processes out, oh, this, whatever's on your mind, I don't care how bad it is, nobody else should be seeing your journal. You start to realize, okay, I can look at this and figure out why I have these thoughts. Why are these thoughts reoccurring? What is angering me so much about this situation? And how can I move on and become better from it? So I also had my best friend and multiple other guy friends that I'm very trustworthy with, that I would talk about with. I would be like, okay, this happened, man. I don't know why it happened. This fucking sucks. All the things. And they allow me to rant. And then they give me practical advice. Never, and this is something that may be controversial, but I don't think you should rant to a girlfriend, a love interest, or anything. You should not. I don't think you should open up to them. Because if you think about it, there's no real point in that. Because what are they going to do? They're very empathetic most of the time. So they might be like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened. But they're not actually going to help you with anything that happened. You talk to your boys, they're going to be real with you, I hope. Depends on the type of boys you have. But they're going to be real with you. Just switch up the angle. There we go. They're going to be blunt with you. They're going to be like, okay, you did this. Maybe they just lost interest. You need to deal with it and move on. And that is probably the realest thing you can have. If you have boys that you can talk to and they're like, shit, that happened, man. Feel bad for you, but you got to keep moving. Then you have great influences around you. You need to understand that talk to people that can help you with the situation. And certainly do talk to people. Don't just bottle it up. And use the emotions that are associated with what happened with your daily life. So if you want to go to the gym, use that anger. There's all these different ways that you can use it, right? Realize it's going to take time. If you're going through a real heartbreak where you were with someone, I can understand it takes even more time. And this villain arc shit that you see online, it's not a bad idea because you have a lot of negative emotions. Use them. A lot of these people who are on their quote unquote villain arc, they have negative emotions and they use them. and they use them to become a absolute beast in the gym. They use them to become a beast in different areas of your life. You should be using that anger to be mad at where you are and to make drastic changes in your life. So the person that you were with that left you, rejected you, whatever it was, looks back and they're like, damn, I should have stayed with him. I should have went with him because he did this and this. And they get a level of respect for you. And there may be even a point where they end up liking you. Then you have the fun decision of, okay, do I like them or not? I've had this happen. It's fun. So you have to understand too that you don't want to have a whole bunch of hate for a person that you just keep. So eventually you need to move on and, I believe, forgive them, because you don't want to have a bunch of hate in your mind. Now, I'm still deciding whether to keep them in your life or to have them still as friends. And that's a tough decision, because you can have them as friends and accept them as a friend now and try to take away the feelings that were once associated with them. Or you can just have them disappear from your life. You never think about them again. You block them and everything. Both have their merits. With the blocking, you don't have to think about them. You don't even have to know they exist. Eventually, you might even forget about them. Might is a key word, because, again, emotions and feelings are attached to that person. Or you can just accept them as a different person. Go back with a whole new mindset when you talk to them, that they are just friends, that they are just a friend, they are just a new person that you were talking to. You have no idea who they are, and just leave everything in the past. So that's probably going to be the video, guys. Mr. Jack is going through whatever heartbreak he went through fine, and using the emotions for positive things in life. I'm already feeling great. It's just been a week. After the first day, I was fine. I mean, I still had some opening up to do, but I just did it with my boys late at night. It was nice. So honestly, you're going to have to go through these things in life. Traumatic things, non-traumatic things that just suck. And you need to know how to deal with them. And I'm glad that I dealt with it very well. It is a test of your strength and mental fortitude. If you're still getting over someone and it's been absolute years and years and years and years and years and years and years, you got to move on, man. You got other things in your life. You can't think about that girl all the time. You have other things in your life to do. That's the video. Love y'all. It is Jack.